We did. Do we need anything else from him?
Welcome to Barry. Angel, I hope you've been well. My. Seeing you in the sacred square, it warms my heart.
It's a beautiful place, but it could always be improved.
Oh, you can shop from him.
This is just selling him stuff.
Oh.
Ferry, I'll be heading back to my partners.
Sure thing.
I'll sell him more later.
Please drop by if you happen to get more fish. You're also welcome to come by empty-handed.
I think he likes her.
Goodbye.
Don't you?
Yeah, do you blame him? What's this deal with his business?
Oh, Angel. My, you sure give me strength. Since you seem to come by so often, I'll try to cheer up.
The feeling is mutual. Seeing someone who works so hard gives me strength too. So, you think you'll still need more fish later down the line?
Of course, Angel. We're always in need. How useful. If you bring them to me, I'll be happy to buy them.
You'll buy them? Really?
Yes. Well, I don't see much point in me having things like currency, at least not these days.
Alright, well, we'll come back and sell him more in the future. But
Yeah.
with the Matrix, though, if you actually look at, like, the Animatrix and some of the other stuff, it kind of paints a picture that the reason that happened, though, was because they wouldn't give machines their rights, so eventually they kind of seized them.
That's true, yeah.
I think that you're inviting problems if you're creating things that are capable of hitting this point, but, like, if you do hit this point, I kind of feel like you have a moral obligation to give it. You know what I mean?
I think that the most important thing is to not hit that point.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, because if you prevent it, then you don't have to have that moral question come into question on whether it's right or not. Because we weren't meant to create things like that. We were meant to give birth, like create like humans, you know, in our tummies.
Uh-huh.
But we weren't meant to play God, you know, by like making things like AI that's so sentient that it becomes a person.
I don't know, because some people would say we weren't meant for anything. I mean, I know you and I have a belief in, like, a higher purpose and being and stuff, but a lot of people don't. So, like, I think that argument to them doesn't mean anything. Like, if they believe life was by chance, then life you create with purpose would be giving something a meaning, you know what I mean, without a meaning. But people who are religious, I think, would say we already have a purpose, don't fuck with it.
Yeah, I know. No, I get it. It's just, I think that, you know, it's just something that could invite more evil into the world way too easily, because we already have people who in real life struggle with moral compasses who are natural human beings. If we have created beings, how are we supposed to give them a moral compass? How are they supposed to decide what's good and bad? You know, and then it kind of becomes a problem, I think. And I also think that, you know, there would be a lot of, like, racism with that, too, because we're just be inviting another kind of, like, a race, you know, where, like, people would be like, those stupid robots! Kind of like in the X-Men universe, where people are like, those stupid mutants, they're different from us.
So, Francis's brother was hiding in these ruins.
It isn't that unusual, Eve. But I guess it is pretty remarkable to have survived this long, coming from 807. Let's just deal with the fanatical brothers and be on our way.
Okay.
So is this guy here?
So I think that, you know, if we got to that point, I think that you'd have to come up with a way to teach them morals.
Uh-huh.
You'd have to think about making them at least somewhat of like a citizen, you know, like a real person, and giving them some rights at least. But you'd also have to think of good ways to punish them if they get out of line, kind of like we do with real humans, like how we send people to prison when they break a law.
Here's my question. Would they be able to have the same moral understanding as us if they never die?
Well, that's what I'm wondering too. I don't know. I just don't think it's a good idea in general to make things like that. You know, it's one of those things where it's like scientists say, we were working so hard on seeing if we could that we didn't think about if we should.
Pretty sure that's like a famous movie quote even.
Yeah, and I'm just saying, like, I'm going to say most of the time you probably shouldn't. Why don't you put all your resources into curing cancer instead of that?
Too much has happened. The native has invaded. The colony fell. The end of the world has come, and yet I'm still alive. I guess my luck has finally run out. Citizen 246. What's in the book?
Interesting that this bookshelf survived, but the entire building didn't.
Well, it's a nice bookshelf.
I heard it. I heard the voice of truth. I got my hands on the Angel's hologram device and was given my first lesson. They said that they realized the origin of all sins after they fell to the ground. This was a coincidence, but at the same time, fate. Mother Sphere. Mother Sphere is not a god. She is not the purveyor of wisdom and the network. She is #Reateoid. Is he saying the R slur?
No, I don't think so.
Praise the voice of truth. Plays the... something.
I think this was edited.
I guess so. I will no longer yield. There is no time to waste suffering with trials and hating Mother Sphere. I will leave to find the teachings of the blank. My destination is where they came from. I found their angel's egg. It's located in the far west of here. I will follow their trail.
Huh.
What does this mean? The voice of truth.
I'll consider it. He left coordinates. Well, I suppose we'd better follow him.
Huh.
Wait, so that Francis left coordinates?
Yeah. Let there be light again. Track Francis's record.
Oh, Felix,
Felix,
sorry.
whatever.
Hello,
bros. Welcome back.
You-
Beauty pie. That's the Francis we're following.
You mean the Felix.
Felix, whatever.
Do you think that the angels came from eggs?
I have no idea.
Do you think that she's cold-blooded?
Well,
Maybe she's not a mammal after all.
maybe she needs me to warm her up. I have no clue, Jill. You're asking me questions that are far beyond my scope of understanding this story yet.
This story is very confusing so far. I like it, but it's being very confusing so far.
I think it's not really confusing as much as it is like you're just given tiny little pieces of the puzzle and never all the details.
That's true. I'm hoping more gets revealed, just because I find it interesting.
I'm hoping more of Eve gets revealed because I find her beautiful.
How much more can we get? We're in the tiniest swimsuit in the game.
All of it.
We're gonna have to mod this game on PC if it ever comes out on PC.
I heard that they are probably doing that.
They should. That's what.
They should. That's what.
That's what.
Oh. All right, let's go Taki here.
I love that, like, Taki mode makes her have Taki's boobs.
Did you know you can use her wing to
That's
block?
cool. That's really cool.
I am really suffering here. Okay.
Yeah, I don't understand what you're doing here.
Trying my best. I'm not used to playing in Taki mode. I've only done it a couple times.
So I kind of think Adam doesn't believe in Mother Sphere, but I'm wondering, because I think Lily is kind of devout about it. I'm kind of wondering like what Eve's take is on it, because it kind of seems like she was devout and now she's questioning.
Right.
Doesn't it?
Yeah, I need to go back to the shock grenades.
Oh my. Okay. Are you okay?
Well, I'm listening to my wife talk.
Sorry, you want me to be quiet?
No, but sometimes it's hard to focus on everything all at once, you know what I mean?
That makes sense.
Like, I'm dealing with 5 enemies, and then you're asking me philosophical questions about a story I don't understand fully.
I think
it gets a little complicated.
I think that turning off the motion blur, by the way, was a good idea, because it made her look really good when, like, in the fights.
Yeah, she looks a lot better. We turned off motion blur, film grain, and what was the other thing?
Camera shake.
Yeah, okay. That one.
People recommended to do that online, so...
And I never knew you could. I didn't even look at it.
Well, I think it's pretty exciting.
So to answer you fully, I think that Eve is kind of questioning it all because... Oh, my audio just cut out. Did yours?
Yeah.
She said something about Mother Sphere has her secrets, remember?
Uh-huh.
So that's kind of what I'm thinking is going on, that, like, she's not fully on board. With everything Mother Sphere, she's just a soldier of her, but she knows that some of the stuff is really weird.
Yeah. Which I think is interesting. I also kind of think Eve was created by Mother Sphere, but what I don't understand is I think parts of her are natural, too. So I don't think she's entirely android, but I do think Eve is partially android.
I kind of do, too. I'm not really sure how that works with the body frame stuff. I'm checking something on here. Okay. I was making sure we were capturing 60 FPS because we built a new PC.
Oh, good.
What do you mean, oh, good? You know
good.
we did. Jill did a lot of the work on it. Actually.
I did. I built it.
Not all of it.
I built 75% of it.
I don't think you did that. I did a lot of it, too. You did a lot of the chord work.
I thought I did a really good job, too.
You did do a very good job, but I don't think you can claim you did 75% of it.
Oh, I think I did.
I was helping a lot during that.
Yeah, you screwed some stuff in.
I also told you a lot of what we were doing.
You told
remember?
me some things. You
Because I made
mansplained.
the first computer.
You mansplained a little bit, that's true.
That's true. What's it called when a woman does it?
The woman-splain?
I've never heard anyone use that term.
Well, they should start.
What's going on over here? See this guy?
I guess you could also do femme-splain.
Ew.
I don't know, I think that guy's just trapped by his, like, calcimated
Oh,
friends.
I forgot to... This was the wrong thing.
Stupid!
Well, he needs to be shot.
Okay,
This
well,
is
that's,
America.
that's not very nice at all.
This is America, Jill.
Do you think this is supposed to take place in a place kind of like America?
I have no idea where we are.
Because I don't think this is supposed to be kind of like our Earth. I think it's supposed to be like a completely different place.
It's kind of what it seems like. Not a very good Earth, though.
No, it's like a dystopia. This is kind of like the Fallout universe Earth, but worse somehow.
Well, yeah, because there's, like, almost no civilization left at all.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Yeah, I don't know. My question, though, about the whole thing with giving robots rights is I do think if you hit that point, you kind of have to, but I also think, like, what would you punish them with? If it's like, if a human goes to jail for 100, or, you know, they get a life sentence, or they get 20 years, that's 20 years of their life. If a robot will live forever, who cares? Oh, 20 years? Cool, I'll be around in 500.
It's a high-speed transport tunnel that goes south. You can use it to travel without any enemy interference.
Well, you could threaten to turn them off.
Yeah, I guess, sure, basically the death penalty.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, we should bring it back anyway, right? So...
Yeah, that's a big debate.
I was just making a joke.
I don't really know how I feel about that one.
I think that one's a very long conversation I don't feel like getting into. Since we're
Whoa,
already in the
a
middle of
serious
this.
conversation you don't feel like getting into?
Yeah, I don't feel like it.
Wow.
I mean, we're already talking about like whether or not AI deserves rights, which I don't really know. I don't feel like I'm that person to make that decision, you know? But I do think you run into the problem of what if people start worshiping AI like a god, like how Mother Sphere started making people worship her when she's very obviously not a god.
Yeah.
Because she was just created by humans.
And then she sealed the records of that. That's what's really weird.
And then she took over.
Yeah.
And I kind of think she's the reason why humans are basically going extinct now. And that's the problem with making super intelligent AI is you get something like this. Or at least that's a possibility.
Right. Judgment Reflection. What's this move? Judgment Wave, L1 Circle. That's cool. Counterlink after using... Alright. I just wanted to get some of these things to get new moves.
I think that's
L1X.
fun. Now you need to remember to do these moves.
Taki energy consumption is reduced.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Alright, the Taki mode's been updated.
Woohoo! I like the Taki mode. I like that her boobs grow.
Her boobs grow.
They do. Taki had, like, differently shaped boobs than Eve. And we get those.
Well, that's how women work. They're not all the exact same.
Yeah. I loved it. Pretty cool. I wish we could have, like, a prequel about Taki or something. I don't know.
Yeah, but I don't know if Taki really ever did anything of significance before this.
Yeah, I know. I just wish she had been in the game more, to be honest with you.
I hated how... Yeah, I did not like how they handled the Taki story.
I kind of thought she died way too early for there to be emotional impact for us as the audience. Because there was emotional impact for Eve, but there wasn't enough for
What?
the
How's this guy not
audience.
dead?
I don't know. And also, she was in most of the trailers for this game, and apparently that pissed people off because they thought she was going to be more important of a character.
They also spoiled her resurrection, too, or her survival.
Oh, really?
She was in one of the trailers, showed up as a boss.
Oh.
Like, they didn't say it was her, but it was someone with the exact same, you know.
Look.
Yeah, and armor.
Yeah, that was probably a stupid decision. They probably shouldn't have done that. I didn't have it spoiled for me just because I didn't watch any of the trailers.
Right. Sorry I'm not good anymore. Now I am getting used to it again.
It kind of feels like...
Is that a drop pod?
It's half buried under the sand. I gotta hand it to him. How did a cultist even find this in the first place?
This voice brought him all the way here. Whose voice could it have been?
I'm wondering if it's another AI.
I don't know. I didn't want to interrupt it. That's why I was dancing around.
What was I saying again?
You were like making a big deal about abortion or something?
Oh, thanks. Oh yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like when you're interested in something nowadays, you, like, basically can't even watch the trailer, so you get things spoiled for you. Like, with Deadpool and Wolverine, like, some of the character cameos got spoiled for people just from the trailers itself.
Yeah, mainly one of them.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, well, you know, sometimes now even the trailers spoil things for you.
Right. No, that's true. I think they always kind of have, though.
I suppose.
I mean, like, I think that if you're, you know, invested in that kind of thing, unfortunately, it's something... I think this is an ATBA.
Yeah, weird.
Unfortunately, it's something where you almost have to, like, go media blackout on it.
True, yeah.
And I think that's kind of annoying, because it's not really a realistic expectation of people.
I usually do that just because I don't really consume video game media or movie media on my phone.
Yeah, you really just consume the stuff I make.
Yeah, because, like, I separated myself from it, you know? Like, on my phone, I'll look at, like, girly things like fashion and makeup and Hello Kitty.
Uh-huh. I saw it. I saw the beautiful appearance of the whatever got censored. I was right to come here. The boat that fell from orbit, the cursed ark, and the angel's egg. They attained enlightenment, sorry for my allergies, after casting it all aside. My eyes were opened by their grace. They are walking. They are walking in the midst of the sandstorm. They are headed to Abyss Lavoir. What secret was hidden by the... over there? The voice of truth shall bring to light all abominable snowmen secrets. I will follow the noble one cloaked in a black shadow. Interesting.
This is
that
weird.
Raven?
Oh, maybe. It could be.
Whoever it was, they must have been pretty easy on the eyes.
It says he went to Abyss.
Am I gonna get, ambushed?
I'll
Yeah.
track him down.
I think you're right. Maybe he did see Raven. I think Raven might be leading a revolution or something.
Oh, come on. I've never fought one of these, so give me a break.
Have you noticed when Adam talks about this guy, he says, like, one of those people or those cultists, or I'm surprised that this kind of person? Because it kind of seems like he really doesn't like the religion stuff.
Yeah, I don't know.
I also want to point out, this Natiba is making paw marks in the sand. Look at the paw prints.
That's cool.
Isn't that awesome? I don't think I've seen a game, like, really do that well before.
It reminds me of a small version of a behemoth from, like, Final Fantasy or Kingdom Hearts.
I really liked that. I liked that it made paw prints in the sand. I thought that was fun. It's the little things that count.
It is the little things. King of the Tunnel, a united people cannot be defeated. Let's check out the tunnel.
Speaking of the little things, that was the very first movie we watched together.
It was with Rami Malek, Mr. Robot himself.
Yeah.
Also played the villain in No Time to Die.
Wow, I haven't seen that movie.
Oh, well.
I'm still getting through those. We haven't watched the...
This must be it.
Okay, let's jump in, shall we?
We haven't watched the Craig movies yet. Like, for me. I know you have, I haven't. I've only seen the Brosnan movies.
Whoa.
This is fun. This is cool. I'm excited to get deeper into the story because I really want to see Raven. I'm kind of hoping we can sympathize with her. Maybe get a new girlfriend.
Oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm doing, Jill.
You were talking to me about how some people said, because this has a lot of religious references in it, that there might be some sort of snake that, like, you know, Eve might be, you know, attracted to. Because, like, in religious lore, Eve listened to the snake in the tree and ate the apple of Eden, which was, like, a sin. It was the first sin that was ever committed.
Uh-huh.
And anyway, I find that interesting, and it kind of makes me wonder who the snake could possibly be in this if they're going to go that route.
Looks like it was destroyed during the colony extinction. Not to mention there isn't half as much cargo as I expected. I'd be surprised if anything's still intact.
I'll take a look around.
The voice was really, really off there.
Which part?
Her voice.
Oh, you mean like her lips weren't moving to it?
Yeah.
I think you're not supposed to look at that sometimes, because I've noticed that happen before, and I think it's just because of the budget constrictions.
Yeah, which shouldn't exist. It's Sony, but anyway.
Yeah, but I still think that they still had budget and time constrictions because it was like the first game this company's ever made for Sony, you know?
Right, like as like a big AAA thing.
Yeah. And Sony, like, gets their panties in a twist if they spend too much money on something.
I know, even though they, like, print money with PlayStation.
I know, it's so stupid.
There's gotta be some stuff down here.
Yeah, go down there, go down there.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I'm sure they will get into more stuff like that, but whatever Raven found out obviously seems to have jaded her.
I think it's very interesting. I'm really excited for that part of the story, to meet her and see what she's all about, because I think she's really hot.
She is. Orca Aerospace Company. The future is in the sky. Orca Aerospace Company's hypertube system. Why is this all crossed out?
I don't know.
Delivers fast, blah, blah, blah. Was I crazy crawling all the way here for this piece of data just to die? Cedric, I should have never listened to all that talk of treasure.
Is he talking about Cedric Diggory from Harry Potter?
I don't think he's talking about him.
You know, that was played by Robert Pattinson.
Wow. Yeah, I don't care. But interesting.
That was the role that made Robert Pattinson famous enough to get the Twilight role.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then that Twilight role made him famous enough to get other roles, and now he's Batman.
Yeah, like once every 5 years.
That's true.
A fusion cell. It is an old fusion cell. What a surprise.
Really? Is it intact?
It's a little beat up, but we can still use it.
Okay then. That's great.
Interesting.
No.
No. Do you think that Adam and Eve will have some sort of romance, kind of like in religious lore, or do you think they're not going to go down that route in this game?
I'm not sure. Maybe that's like one of the final choices you get to make.
You think so?
I have no idea. I mean, I kind of get the idea that Eve swings both ways a little bit, but maybe that's because I want to think that.
If you had the choice for her to either be with Adam or to be with Raven, who would you choose?
I don't know enough about Raven.
Yeah, but let's just base it off of looks.
Then Raven. 'Cause I want two pretty people together. I had an audience with her. She said proxy, sphere, and mother. Then she said cost of the lost memories will come to pass. The scripture that has only been passed down as a prophecy, and I have I must prepare for the future. What choice will you make?
Interesting.
What is over here? I just saw something.
Oh,
I guess I like Lily a lot. I thought Lily and Eve are really cute, but you could also just say they're just friends.
I don't know, they might just be besties, they might be girlfriends. I kind of thought Taki and Eve had a little something going on.
The rain, yeah, because Taki calls her my Eve.
Yeah.
The reign of iron will come. This is a calamity born of man's incompetence. The heavens will fall and the network will disappear. We will lose ourselves and be divided.
Interesting. But also, remember how Eve referenced Taki and kind of said she was like a sister to her? So they also might have had that kind of relationship instead, like a familial instead of a romantic.
Yeah, I also know that Asian cultures are a little more hesitant about making... I know, like, now everyone in, like, any, like, white-ish culture is, like, really angry and says any kind of, like, gay romance is just 100% woke. But I know that in Asian cultures, there's still a lot of actual resistance to even writing stories like that. Like, authors that do can be looked down upon or, like, scrutinized. I mean, this game came from South Korea, a country that bullies people into, like, ending their lives if they're idols, if, like, their nudes get leaked.
Yeah.
So I like South Korea a lot. I think it's a really cool country, but, like, I think it's very conservative in its, like, views of certain things. Lament of the Fearful. My companion suddenly floated in midair, rolled back his eyes, and started rambling some nonsense. What? Does he think he's possessed by a god or something now that we're about to die? Everyone's going crazy. We've been used like tools and now abandoned and left to die. Salvation does not await for us.
Interesting.
Dark and depressing.
You know, what I think is interesting, too, about what you were saying with the Asian cultures is it also
Which are all different. Let me say, I know that they're all different.
It seems like Japanese culture goes back and forth on it, because it seems like some people are very against, like, homosexuality in Japanese culture, but then others are okay with it, because I noticed that Naoko Takeuchi, the woman who wrote Sailor Moon, she was very ahead of her time in the 80s and 90s, where she wrote characters that were pretty much openly gay, and characters that were kind of on, like, a different gender spectrum before being trans was even a well-known thing for people, especially towards that culture. So I find that extremely interesting, that it seems like some people are more open-minded than others. So I guess I'm not really sure if this is the type of game that would be more open-minded, kind of like Sailor Moon was back then, or if it would be a little bit more closed-minded.
Well, I also think one of the issues is that you have all these people who are really, really preachy with stuff, like to the point where they will push their ideas over and over and over, and then they put people off to them.
I will say one thing I really enjoy about most games that are created by Asian countries is it seems like when they include gay people, or they include black people, or they include, you know, all these things that Americans call woke, it kind of seems like they're not doing it for any political ideology. They're just doing it because that's how they see their art form. You know, like they want it to be artistic and they want it to be different. And, you know, they do these things intentionally rather than saying, I'm a Democrat in America.
Yeah, or they will write it intentionally instead of saying, I excluded this because I'm a Republican.
Yeah. And that's something that I appreciate about cultures that aren't from America in general, is the fact that they aren't really as politically driven as we are, because they don't need to be, because they aren't like Democrat or Republican, because they're not American.
Right, I mean, that stuff is still there, but it's not it's not like the same drives, which I think is good.
Yeah.
I think it gets kind of annoying to constantly, like, hear about, like, so, you know, if there's even a gay character in something, I hear about some big streamer who doesn't leave their, you know, room, tell me about why it's woke and why anyone who likes it is a loser.
Yeah.
But then on the other side, if, you know, it doesn't include that, then you get things like, I think it was Screen Rant who published an article about the new Black Myth Wukong game, like the one about the Monkey King, and they deducted points up from it for lack of diversity.
Really?
And it's like, well, maybe it's just not diverse because that's not the story here.
Maybe that's not the thing that they wanted to create, you know?
Yeah, and it's like, maybe it's not because they're racist. Maybe it's just not what they wanted to make.
Yeah.
And it didn't fit here.
I mean, not every single...
Okay, alright.
Not every single place on Earth is super diverse, I would argue, so I would imagine that not every single story needs to be super diverse. Because, like, let's say you chose, like, some random, really small country in Africa. I'd bet, you know, you wouldn't have, like, a super diverse culture there. You would have, you know, black people who were born there, and you'd probably have some white people who, like, came in there. And that would be kind of the diversity you had, you know? Whereas if you put your story in America, you would have all of these different cultures because all of these different people came to America, you know?
No, I agree. And I think that unfortunately, though, you run into, like, this thing where, like, everything has to have this very specific, like, checklist for both sides. Like, so it's like, oh, there's a black guy here? Well, why'd they make a woke thing? And it's like, well, maybe they didn't.
Maybe he's just a black guy.
Right, maybe there's not like a huge deep meaning to this. Also, maybe there is a deep meaning and it's okay for that to exist too and not be like woke or whatever. But then you'll also get, oh, why didn't they include a black guy? And it's like, maybe because that wasn't, I can't move. I tried to block and I couldn't get out of there.
Maybe that wasn't the art piece they wanted to make.
Yeah, and that's okay. Or it should be okay. I don't understand how to block these guys. Like, on the timing.
I don't know. I think they taught us at one point, but we forgot.
I don't think I really fought them.
I don't know.
Like, those specific ones.
I guess I'm not sure.
I think it's really disappointing there wasn't more of these tunnels.
I know. I wanted to go in more of them. I thought it was really interesting. I thought there was going to be, like, a whole dungeon going on down there.
There is something over here we have to find.
These are bombs.
Thank you.
You're welcome. There is a dead body that we're supposed to be finding over here. Or at least I imagine he's probably dead. Because we had, like, somebody ask us to go find their special little friend who, he was a scavenger and
I can't see.
And he never came back, and he said, like, that the scavenger likes to go through the bomb area because he says that that's safer than Nativa's.
Well, now there's Nativa's in the bomb area.
Yeah. So, anyway, I think that guy's dead because he never, like, showed up again. We're on a quest to go find him.
Right,
so,
okay.
Anyway, long story short, you're looking for a dead body over here.
That makes sense. And a lot of Nativas that do this dumb grab thing. Get out of here.
I know, I hate them so much. I don't understand why Cosmo came and sat on my lap and then left.
I don't know.
Like, what, did I talk too loud?
No.
Am I talking loud?
Kind of, but that's okay.
Sorry.
Well, I mean, I figure you just will edit it when you do it, and I don't know how loud it'll be picked up.
No, sometimes I get excited. Hey, you can totally see this used to be a city.
Well, look, you put things on these and they lit up, right?
Yeah, well, why don't you put more of them on those things?
Right, okay, so I'm saying, one, there's not enough, but two, which ones am I supposed to put them on? Like, there's nothing here that I see that... 12, 2, 3.
And then there's also 21 and 22. Well, maybe we're trying to figure out the code.
Well, that's 3. So 12 is 12 one? There's no 2. No, there was a 12.
Oh.
That's a 2.
Yeah, that's a 2. That's a 13.
Okay, so I think 12 was over there.
Why are you wanting to go to 12? Did you feel compelled to 12?
Do you see the numbers above the
Oh,
box?
I didn't see that. 12, 2, 13. Okay.
Oh, 13? I thought it said 3.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
Well.
just the 1 isn't lit up.
Whoops.
Who's that stupid boy?
12,
2, 13.
2. See, I thought that was a 3.
Oh, that's okay.
It was my astigmatism. Let's blame it on that. I feel like there was something I wanted to ask you about. But I don't remember what it was, and that's going to bother me.
Oh, that's okay. It doesn't matter. Why don't we think about something else?
Well,
hey, look, you lit it up. See, now it opened.
Nice, it got lit. Behemoth Black.
A powerful blend of black currant and behemoth.
Behemoth Black sounds like the name of an adult film star.
Wait, what does it mean? It was blended with black currant and behemoth. Black currant is like a type of berry, so what, did they like kill behemoths and put them in the drink? Is it like a meat drink?
Maybe there was like a behemoth energy drink before, and then they just combined it with that flavor.
Oh.
Like if I said, oh, this is a combination of Mountain Dew and citrus. It's like, oh, okay, well then it's, you know.
But Mountain Dew already has citrus in it.
Does it matter, Jill?
No.
Does it really matter?
No, I just wanted to pick on you.
Is this really the kind of thing that matters?
Yeah.
People don't like people like you. I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah, is that true?
No, not me, but
Do you
other
not
people.
like me either?
Well, I didn't say me. I said other people.
Well, hey, is this the dead guy?
Wait for me, please. I'm begging you. I want to go home, back to my home, my wife and kids. Please, please. Why is everything so depressing?
I don't know. I didn't
just
even
want
know
some-
people had kids in this universe.
Just once I want to find a note that's like, hey, thanks for finding my body, sport. Yeah, I really didn't make it, but had a good life, good run of it. Hope you have a nice day. You know, the world is better than this. You know, you get to choose how you view the world.
Here,
All right,
take
thanks.
this free currency so you can buy yourself another hot little outfit. You
Come on.
come visit my body again.
Oh, no, do I not? Oh, okay. Stupid.
I liked that moan she did at the end.
I never saw the guy who shot me.
I'm sorry.
Like JFK.
Can you hand me my drink? Why did you just make a JFK joke in there? That
I'm
was
just
so
saying,
bad.
like JFK, I never saw the guy.
Poor JFK.
I still maintain my idea that they were going after that other random guy who got nicked by the bullet, like the guy in the car who was like also a dignitary.
Yeah, you think they were trying to kill him instead?
Yeah, why not?
Alright.
Alright, so we're heading there, an eye for an eye.
I like that the X-Men lore had people think it was Magneto who killed JFK at first.
But he was trying to save him because he was a mutant.
He was.
I like that too. It's kind of dumb but fun.
It's kind of dumb, but also very fun. I liked it a lot.
I really miss that old like Fox X-Men. And so that was a question I wanted to ask you really quick. Is there a universe of movies that you miss, or like a group of movies or a show you thought would go on longer and maybe it got canceled? Like I know for some people, that like Divergent, movie series or whatever is one.
Oh, really? They thought it was going to go on longer?
Yeah, like they thought it was going to be a big deal, and then it just kind of died. It diverged from their hopes.
That's funny. For me, I would like the Fox X-Men universe back.
Yeah, I don't think we're getting that.
I also thought that they were going to do more in the Avatar, like the Last Airbender universe.
Uh-huh.
That weren't just novels. Like, I thought that maybe they were going to do more after Legend of Korra or something like that. And people are saying that there's going to be like a show about Aang and his friends when they're adults. But it's been so many years that I just kind of thought that wouldn't have fallen off so much when it did, Like, I thought we would have gotten something like that sooner.
Wasn't
and we
it
would have gotten more books.
Wasn't it because of Nickelodeon not wanting to pursue, like, more, what would you say, like, mature storytelling?
I guess so, yeah, probably. And by books, I meant, like, the graphic novels, you know, like the big comic book ones that they had. Because right now we get, like, written novels, but we haven't gotten, like, picture novels in quite some time, which I really enjoyed those. And I kind of don't understand why they stopped doing those, especially for Legend of Korra, because I felt like there was more to say with Legend of Korra, because you don't get to see, like, I feel like there's more story there that you could see, and they didn't do enough with it, in my opinion, and I felt like there could have been more, and then it just kind of ends.
Right. What's that noise?
It's the game.
Oh. Why do I hear it out loud?
I don't know.
Weird. It was just playing out of my headphone in a weird way.
Weird.
Hint? What do you mean hint? Find movable objects in place? I know that. So where's 4? Do I just need to find another movable object?
No, I think try the next one. Try the one up. Can I see what all the numbers are again?
Yeah, but I already did it twice.
Yeah, but I didn't look.
3, 5,
5, okay.
10, or no.
No, that was 1.
Okay, 1, whatever. 2. So I think no matter what, we need one more object.
So we got 1, 2, 3, and 5.
Yeah, but we need 4.
Yeah. So do you think we're gonna have to do addition?
Yeah, but where's the other movable object is my question.
Well, isn't it that blue thing right over there, that one?
No, those don't move.
Those don't move.
No, these ones don't move.
Oh, well, what about turn? There's stuff you have to do over here, too. Do you want to try putting, something on that?
I can, but I wanted to see if they're... Here we go.
Oh.
I wanted to grab another one of these.
Good.
It's going to take a little while to get it over there. Let's start over here first.
Okay. That's probably a good idea.
We need 4, 6, 7.
4, 6, 7. Oh, that's the code, Schmoopy.
Uh-huh.
You need to make all of these do something at the same time. So I think that... I don't know. I guess I don't know. 4.
So we need more of these little carts.
That's true.
Unless we're supposed to do them one at a time, like do one number then move on. But to me, it seems like we're supposed to do them all at the same time.
I think so. Try putting that on the other square next to the one that just lit up as 4.
That'd be kind of dumb if that wasn't it, so it's just impossible. Like, that's not what adds up to 7.
Oh, that would be stupid, wouldn't it?
It was just a joke, Jill.
Yeah.
It wasn't meant to be deep.
It would be stupid, wouldn't it?
So, one that I have, but it came back, was Star Trek. I thought that... So, Star Trek died with Star Trek Nemesis, which I maintain was not, like, a bad movie. I think it just had problems. Okay.
That's kind of what happened with X-Men, is it died with Dark Phoenix.
Right.
You pull it back out, pull,
Okay.
back it up. Okay, now we're gonna go to the right. Go to the right. Now up. There you go.
Weird. Yeah, you didn't hate Dark Phoenix.
No, I liked it. I thought that, the first half of the movie was really good, and then the second half is where it was very obvious that that Disney came in, bought out Fox, and started messing with it, and started ruining the vision. And I think that if we had gotten the original vision we were supposed to get, where it was gonna be 2 movies, and it was like a redo of X3, kind of, but in this new timeline, I thought it was gonna be really cool and really interesting. But then they just killed it, and then it did badly, and then Disney was like, well, that's it. That's all, folks.
Right, and now they're like going back and they're doing what they did with they're doing what they did with Star Wars, where it's like they're reusing certain things. Like Kelsey Grammer's Beast is back, and Hugh Jackman as Wolverine is back, but he's a different Wolverine. It reminds me of, and by the way, I don't really have a big problem with it, except for the fact that like when you get into the specifics of it, it kind of gets confusing. Like for example, so the Wolverine and Deadpool and Wolverine, I expect people have probably seen the movie by now, but I'm not going to get into like heavy story spoilers. Just like one brief thing that's shown in the movie implies that he went through a lot of the same events as like the other Wolverine did. So it's like, well, now you have this Wolverine that's adjacent to the other one, but then they kind of acted like in that movie like it was like the two Wolverines from before were the same guy, like the one from Logan and the one from Days of Future Past. 5?
I think you have to keep that one there and then move that one to the other one.
So now it almost felt like they were acting like it wasn't a branching timeline, but it was just like its own like singular timeline, which doesn't make sense. I still kind of view it as branching in the old Fox universe. But then also, you now have a third Wolverine, or a second, depending on how you want to view it, who seems to have gone through similar things. And it reminds me a lot of what they did with Star Wars, where they said, oh yeah, well, you know, Thrawn, he was this character from the old books. Well, now he's back, but like the old books aren't canon. But hey, base his entire character off those old books so we don't have to try very hard.
Yeah.
Shh. And so like they took like the Legends stuff and they just said like, yeah, no, Legends isn't canon, but then they just basically redid a lot of the story beats of Legends just in their own continuity. And so what I'm saying is like, it seems like Disney a lot of times comes in with like a universe. They will, at least in these few instances, they'll take it and they will turn it into like their little thing. Like, oh, well, I know, I moved this one up, I think, right?
Yes.
They'll take it and they'll be like, oh, well, yeah, like, look, we came up with this. And it's like, but somebody else did that. You didn't do that. Like, that was someone else's work. You just adapted it
But
again.
then made it slightly different.
Right.
Yeah.
You made it different enough that it fits into your universe.
Yeah, it's like when you copy the homework, but you make it look slightly different so the teacher doesn't notice.
Like the Bible and Shrek.
Yeah.
How the Bible copied Shrek.
Yeah. What?
What?
What do you mean?
I'm just saying, pretty similar stories.
What?
Ooh, hey, look, a thing. That better have been worth it. Do we get an outfit from this at least?
I really hope so.
Can. The Haven.
Haven milk
Oh, look at the
tea.
titty there.
Ooh,
See that?
That was hot. I like that. We're gonna have to take a picture of that.
Yeah, too bad the words get in the way.
Yeah, well.
We need photo mode.
They're not gonna put it in.
We played through this game really slow on the Let's Play channel, hoping for photo mode. Where is it?
Yeah, we even took like a week off to build our new computer so we could, wait and see if they'd update this game again. They didn't.
I love Shift Up. I think they're doing a great job, but I said it before, I kind of wish they just threw in a shitty photo mode and then made it better.
Me too.
Like, just a shitty photo mode at launch where it, like, had a few filters, a free camera, and, like, maybe, like, 6 poses. And then you updated it. Because, like, as of now, there is no photo mode on the disc. So, like, that, to me, that sucks. Like, that now it's like, well, if you have the disc version of the game and you in the future you couldn't update it, you'll never have photo mode.
I hope they re-release this game with all of the updates on disc.
They never do that anymore, and it's so disappointing because like they used to do that with like Fallout games and stuff. They would get multiple releases, and so they'd get their Game of the Year version, as douchey as that was titled, and it would be the game but like with a bunch of updates and all the DLC.
Yeah, but on the disc.
Yeah, and now even when you do get that, you get like the base disc and you get a DLC voucher.
I know. It's so dumb. Do you think they'll ever add a DLC to this game that's paid for, or do you think that they're just gonna make a second game?
I don't know. I'd be willing to buy it. Like, I absolutely would pay to support,
Like the DLC or the second game?
Both.
Both, yeah.
As long as they don't change, directions as a company, yeah.
Same, yeah.